Hi students, good morning. Welcome to Real Numbers class 9th. In this video, we are going to talk about special numbers called surds. Is it? So before going to talk about surds topic, just we recall the numbers what we have learned till now. Is it? Suppose if 0, 3, 5 by 3, 2.6 bar, yeah, and some other numbers like 0.101010 100 1100 1001, like these numbers and so on. Root 2, root 5, pi, these are some numbers. Yes, in these numbers, what do you call 0? Classify these into some categories. Here 3 is called natural number, 0 is called whole number, 5 by 3 is called natural number, whole number it is in the form of p by q, so that it comes under rational number. Next 2.6 bar, it is which type of number? 2.6 bar, non-terminating repeating decimal. So what do you call non-terminating repeating decimals? Rational numbers. What do you call rational numbers? So it is also comes under rational numbers. And what about this? Is it any? No, it is non-terminating. And is any digit repeating continuously? No. So that we call such type of numbers non-terminating, non-repeating decimals. Non-terminating, non-repeating decimals. So that what do you call such type of numbers? Irrational numbers. What do you call such type of numbers? Irrational numbers. So in this category, what about root 2, root 5, pi? If we simplify root 2, root 5 also, we are getting non-terminating, non-repeating decimals. We have done in previous sessions. Yes. So those also comes under irrational numbers. And also we discussed regarding the value of pi. It is also when if we express in decimal points, the value of pi is also non-terminating, non-repeating decimal. So we call pi is an irrational number. Okay. Now I am taking one more number, that is cube root of 5. Cube root of 5. These are relation. Cube root of 5. What is the value of cube root of 5? Can we simplify? Don't know. Then cube root of 8. We have learned cube roots and square roots in 8th class itself. Is it? See, one more example. Root 4. What is the value of root 4? Yes, we know. 2. What is the value of root 64? 8. And what is the value of cube root of 8? 2. Because if I prime factorize the number 8, I am getting 2 into 2 into 2, so that it can be expressed as 2 cube. Here cube root and cube gets cancelled, remaining 2. So cube root of 8 value a number, that is a rational number. Square root of 4 value also a rational number. Square root of 64 value also a rational number. Then what about cube root of 5 value? Will you get a terminating decimal? Will you get in terminating or not terminating? So we can't find. Yes. We can't find exactly which number we get. So that what do you call such type of numbers? For example, one more shall we take? Cube root of 9. Take cube root of 64. What is the value of cube root of 64? We can write it as a rational number. If you simplify q root of 64, I am getting 4. So it is a rational number. Is it rational number? No, we can't express as a rational number. So what we call this type of numbers? This type of numbers also called irrational numbers. These are also irrational numbers, but these are irrational numbers. But when a number is written like this, fifth root of 125 or square root of x, like this, square root of an algebraic expression. It is square root of an algebraic expression, or cube root of 9, or cube root of m, or cube root of or fifth root of x square. If you write like this, these type of numbers are called, they are given some certain name to these type of numbers. Okay, we call those as surds. We call those as surds. Is it? So these are some irrational numbers, but especially we call this type of numbers as surds. What is the general form of the surd here? Can you guess? See, cube root of 5, cube root of 9, fifth root of 125, root x, cube root of 9, cube root of fifth root of x square, or seventh root of something number 126 like this. Is it possible to express 126 as power 7? No. So in this case we call it as surd. Is it? Now, for example, here all, what is the form of the surd here? Nth root a. We have considered n and a. Nth root a. Then what is the nature of n here? See, what is the number here? In root x, what is the number here? In cube root of n, what is the number? 3. In cube root of n, what is the number here? 3. So here square root of x, what is the number here? In 8th class we have learned square roots and cube roots. The number is 2. Here the number is 2. So what is the nature of the value of n here? 2, 3, 5, 7, something. Is there any negative number here? Is there any 1 here? No. So that the value of n is always positive, and which is greater than 1. And what about a? Observe 125, 9, 126, 5. These are all which type of numbers? Rational numbers. A belongs to rational numbers. Now from this we can define the surd definition. What is the definition of the surd? If n is a positive integer and a is a positive rational number, and a is a positive rational number, then nth root of a is called surd. Nth root of a is called surd. Here what is n? N is a positive integer which is greater than 1, and a is a positive rational number, and which cannot be expressed a as nth power of any rational number. Then we call nth root as surd. Okay. In another way, we can say that positive nth root of a is called a surd. Is it? Positive nth root of a is called surd. See here. Here any root of algebraic expression. See, any positive root of algebraic expression. Here square root of x, cube root of m, fifth root of x square we have considered. Like this, any square root of an algebraic expression is also called, we represent it as a surd. Is it? For example, square root of x value is 8. Then what is the value of x? 64. So can you say root x represents a surd? Can you say root x represents a surd? No, because result is an result is a rational number. So that square root of x does not represent a surd in this case. But other than 64, if you take 65, it represents a surd. But like this, but we represent if you consider x value 64 or 4 or some other number 25, in such cases it doesn't represent a surd. So that for all values of x, root x is not a surd. Only for some values of x it is satisfying the condition. So that we call root x is a surd when x cannot be a perfect square. If x cannot be expressed as a perfect square, then it is a root x is a surd. For example, cube root of x. If it cannot be expressed x as a cube root of any rational number, then it is a surd, or else it is not a surd. For example, in the case of x, if I take 125, it is not a surd because 125 can be expressed as 5 into 5 into 5, 5 cube. So that cube root of x when x is 125, it is not a surd. It does not represent a surd. Is it clear? Like that. We have to define surd. The definition of surd is most important. In that, what is in nth root a, what is n? In nth root a, here n is called order of the surd. Order of the surd. Nth root is called radical sign. In nth root a, radical sign. Because surds also named as radicals. Surds also can be named as radicals. Then what is called A? A is called radicand. These are the keywords in this chapter. Okay, A is called radicand. So many students say nth root A, n is called order of the surd, nth root is called radicals, and A is called radicand. If you take this surd, what is the order of this surd? Yes, what is the value of n? 3. Cube root of 9. And also by writing surds, we must write clearly like this. Cube root of 9 is a surd, but 3 into root n. Is it a surd? No, because cube root of 9 is 3. Here 3 is order, but in this case 3 is coefficient. So that here cube root of 9 is not equal to 3 into root 9. Is it clear? So while writing surds, we must care where we are placing the order. Is also most important. Should not write like coefficient like this. We must keep the order on the root. Is it clear? Okay, my dear children, I have one doubt. I said that all irrational numbers, cube root of 9, cube root of 5, some numbers, 7th root of 126, which are unable to express in, those all comes under irrational numbers. I have told you that like this. Now, what type of these all numbers are? Which type of numbers we discussed? Those are all irrational numbers we discussed, irrespective of the algebraic expressions if we take. These are all expressed. For example, square root of x, cube root of m, fifth root of x square. These all represent the surd. When if you don't know the value, if they are not given the values of x, m, then these are called surds. If they are given the values of x or m values, then we simplify and we decide whether it is a surd or not. Yes? Already we know what is the definition of the surd. Then what we call these all numbers, we discussed already that these are all irrational numbers. Then all irrational numbers are all irrational numbers surds? That is my question. My question is, are all irrational numbers surds or not? Justify your answer. So this is the most selected question. What do you say? No, because of. What is the best example? Pi and e. See, pi. The value of pi is, we know that pi is an irrational number. Can you express pi as any square root of algebraic expression? No. Pi is pi itself. There is no square root or cube root anything. Just pi is a irrational number. But we cannot express like this nth root of form. We cannot express third form. If you want to express square root of pi square, you should write, or cube root of pi cube you should write. Again it gets cancelled, you will get the part. Is it in nth root a form? No. So that we cannot represent pi as a set. Does not represent a set. Pi does not represent a set because of it is an irrational number, but we cannot express it under root. Okay, is it clear? You should write like that. So from this what can we conclude? All sets are irrational numbers. Okay, we can say that every set is an irrational number, but every irrational number need not be a set. From this what can we conclude? All sets are irrational numbers, but every irrational number need not be a set. Best example is pi, e. These are the examples because pi and e are irrational numbers. Because if you write the values of those symbols, the values will be like this, non-terminating, non-repeating decimals. So that pi and e are irrational numbers but not sets. Okay, this is about the definition of sets. Is it clear, my dear students? Okay, my dear students, I hope you all have understood the definition of a set clearly. So I explained very in detail. In next video we discuss types of sets. Okay, thank you.